Everything that happens was planned in advance. Russia and Ukraine was planned in advance. The president of Russia did not want this war. I know he's the villain, and everybody hates him, and I'm not very fond of him either. I'm not telling you he's a righteous man. He is corrupt like everybody else. But they made him go to war. They wanted the war for many reasons, which we're not going to get to, okay? But think carefully. Who has the perfect agenda or the desire to make this war happen? It's not the Russians, and it's not the Ukrainians. I'm not going to say names. You think about it by yourself. Who has most to gain? Same thing with September 11. Who had the most gain out of September 11? It's not bin Laden or his family. This is all made up stuff, made up stories, and we buy into it. Why? Because we're watching CNN and Fox, and that's where we get the information from. Of course, we believe it. Look what they're showing in Ukraine now. How the Russians are butchering the Ukrainians. Again, I'm not saying what Russia is doing is a good thing. I'm not supporting it. Do you think if the president of Russia wanted really to go to a war and kill people, 500 people will die? Why is he putting tanks and he's not using his planes? In Chechnya, in 2008, in 3 days, he demolished Chechnya. He took the country down, demolished it in 3 days. He didn't care what the world had to say. He took the entire Air Force, no tanks, just smashed them. Took them back 100 years. Why is he not doing it in the Ukraine? Why is he putting his soldiers in harm's way? Why was the first thing he did? He went to Chernobyl, supposedly very, very contaminated place. Soldiers have no special uniform for the radiation there. And he's moving to Chernobyl. What's in Chernobyl? It's supposed to be the nuclear there is deadly, right? Think about the facts that you see. What about the lies that the US government said? We do not have bioweapon laboratories in Ukraine. What you see on TV, it's a show. That's not real. Again, I'm not supporting Russia or the president of Russia. But the president of Ukraine is not really a saint, okay? He's not.
Once again, I want to bring us back to how they do what they do. When I say they, I'm now speaking about the TLS organization. How do you stop these things? It's great to say we're stopping it. Is it physical? You said many times it's spiritually oriented. How do you stop an induced natural disaster? Better yet, how did you stop what was supposed to hit New York and Boston?
I'll answer you in a different way. Most of the methods that we at TLS are using is spiritual. 10% is physical. Obviously, you need physical with the spiritual. I'll give you another example. An explosion of lava. How do you stop that? You use spiritual methods that I cannot discuss here to... You are able to stop it if you know in advance that it's about to happen. Can you stop the explosion of the mountain? Yes. Even if it's a natural occurrence, you could stop it.
How?
Let's assume you're going to join me on a mission, and you're going to watch me from the side of what I am doing, or the team is doing. To you, it's going to be perceived as prayer. To you, it's going to be perceived as energy work. But most likely as a prayer. It's not. It just looks like that. It's knowing how to use energies from human beings and from the core of the earth and the earth in general. You got to know how to take this energy. These energies are extremely, extremely powerful, but it becomes more powerful when you know how to put them together. And then you could basically stop almost everything.